It was a typical chilly evening in Chicago. I found myself sitting on the subway train heading home after a long day. The carriage was relatively empty, save for a few other exhausted commuters, their faces etched with weariness. As the train jolted and swayed through the dark tunnels, I gazed out of the window, lost in my own thoughts. Suddenly, a shiver crawled down my spine, as if a cold hand had caressed my neck. I felt an odd sensation, as though someone was staring at me intently. I turned my head but saw nothing out of the ordinary. Brushing off the unease, I focused on the familiar stations passing by. But as the train pulled into the next stop, something strange caught my eye. Reflections in the window revealed a figure that mirrored my movements perfectly, a carbon copy of myself standing on the platform. It wore the same clothes, had the same hairstyle, but I couldn't shake the inexplicable feeling of unease that washed over me. Confusion clouded my thoughts as I watched the figure step onto the same carriage I was on, taking a seat a few rows away from me. My heart quickened its pace as I realized this was no ordinary encounter. It was a doppelganger, or as legends whispered, a toppleganger. I couldn't tear my eyes away from her. She sat there eerily still, her eyes locked onto mine. The resemblance was uncanny, yet there was something chillingly off about her features. Her eyes were empty, devoid of any emotion, and her smile held a twisted hint of malice. The train gradually filled with more passengers, but they seemed oblivious to her presence. All I could focus on was this diabolical twin, this sinister manifestation of myself. Her appearance sent a wave of unease washing over me, as if my very identity was being threatened. As the train rocked along the tracks, the doppelganger's smile widened, revealing rows of sharp, intimidating teeth. Panic surged through my veins as I realized I was trapped with this malevolent presence, with no way out. Desperate to escape, I clambered towards the train doors, ready to jump off at the next stop. But as I reached for the handle, the light suddenly flickered, and a deafening screech reverberated through the carriage. The world blurred around me, and my mind was consumed by a cacophony of unholy whispers. When the light stabilized, I found myself alone on the train. The doppelganger had vanished, leaving a lingering feeling of darkness in the air. The passengers around me continued their conversations, unaware of the unsettling occurrence I had just witnessed. Trembling, I exited the train at my stop, never looking back. From that day forward, I couldn't trust my own reflection, always fearing that the creature would reappear and steal away my existence. Now, haunted by the memory of encountering my doppelganger, I live in constant paranoia, forever questioning if what I see in the mirror is a mere reflection or a doorway to something much more sinister, a realm that threatens to consume me, body and soul.